A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on Mtv Sports. I'm Minoshi Ratnasekara. As usual, let's start off with a look at your headlines. 27 individuals arrested while attempting to illegally travel to Australia. 89 complaints received over the misuse of state property ahead of the provincial council elections. ASEAN defence ministers kick off a meeting in Brunei. United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Navi Pillay met Minister of External Affairs Professor G.L. Pires this morning. The United Human Rights Chief was also scheduled to meet the Secretary to the President and Minister Mahinda Samarasinghe this morning. She is to meet representatives of the Sri Lankan Human Rights Commission this afternoon. Pillay will meet President Mahinda Rajapaksa this evening. Prior to this meeting, she is scheduled to meet Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa. The Election Secretariat has received 89 complaints over the misuse of state property ahead of the Northern, Northwestern and Central Provincial Council elections.
The Election Secretariat said that 31 complaints of the use of state property, 34 complaints of the misuse of state officials and 16 complaints regarding distribution of state property for election propaganda activities have been recorded. Furthermore, the Election Secretariat has received 13 complaints over the transfer of state officials. The Complaints Unit of the Election Secretariat said that 22 complaints of election law violations, including 15 assaults on individuals, have also been received. The total number of complaints ahead of the Provincial Council elections stand at 212.
A meeting was held between the elections officials and representatives from the respective political parties contesting the upcoming North Western Provincial Council elections.
The meeting was held in the Kurunegala District Secretariat's office yesterday. The meeting took place under the auspices of the Deputy Election Commissioner of Kurunegala, Namal Talangama, and Kurunegala District Returning Officer HMP Hitisekara. High-ranking police officials in the area were also present at the meeting. Our correspondent said that during the meeting, attention was focused on the violation of election laws. Who is Sri Lanka's most efficient politician? Tonight at 9.
Minister of Small Export Crops Promotion Reginald Kure says that there is a change in the export sector in the island. He made this announcement at a function held in Colombo yesterday.
You all know that there are many changes taking place in the structure of exports in Sri Lanka. A significant change was witnessed in the export sector, which was reliant only in tea, rubber and coconuts. There was change in the export income structure of the island as well. Today, the money generated through expatriates is a major source of income. The garment industry is a major contributor as well. Taking into account the recent changes, the government decided to establish a small export crops promotion ministry.
අපේ ආණ්ඩුව තීන්දුව කළා අපනයන භෝග අමාත්‍යාංශයක් ඇති කරන්න.
The minister made this statement during a training workshop conducted for the small and medium scale entrepreneurs.
27 individuals who were suspected of attempting to illegally migrate to Australia were arrested from Ambalangoda, Galle and Beruwala.
Police මාධ්‍යයකගේ
The police media unit stated that the group was arrested following a tip-off they received. Accordingly, 8 were arrested from inside a motel in Ambalangoda, 13 from a house in Galle and 6 persons from a house in Godalla, Beruwala. The police stated that the suspects will be produced in court today. Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa says that the President had opened the elections calendar of the country. He made this statement in an event held in Gampola.
This event was held in order to commence the construction work along the Gampola-Maskola Palvinatanna Road and the Maskola Bridge. The president have always given new opportunities. He did not close the elections map, instead opened it in order to provide an opportunity for everyone to exercise their franchise to select the individuals they require. The president has been able to hold an election in the northern province after many years, something which no other government was able to do even after the arrival of the Indian forces to the country. Do not feel uncomfortable because the UNP has arrived. We have 2 legs while they have 4. We have to accept all those who cross over from the UNP and consider them our brothers.
The University Grants Commission has decided to make available BScs or Bachelor of Science degrees to those who enter universities after following the information technology stream. The head of the UGC, Shanika Himbregama, said that all state universities will offer BScs under the new regulations. Thereby, a new degree program will be introduced. The chairman of the University Grants Commission, Shanika Himbregama, said that plans are afoot to establish divisions within universities to specialize in the field of study. She said that the first batch of students who followed the IT stream will enter universities in 2016. Strong winds that swept across areas of Anuradhapura and Nagampaha caused heavy damages to a number of houses. Our correspondent said that strong winds were reported at around 11 last night. The roof belonging to a resident of the area was damaged owing to the bad weather. An individual was injured in the incident. Our correspondent said that the injured individual is currently receiving treatment at the Adiagala Rural Hospital. And in the international arena, Association of Southeast Asian Nations Defence Ministers kicked off a meeting with their colleagues from the West and North Asia today.
In a resort hotel in Brunei, defence ministers from the 10 ASEAN nations are expected to discuss regional and international security issues with the ministers from the United States, Japan, China, South Korea, India, Russia, Australia and New Zealand. The defence meeting came at a time when United States and its allies are mulling a military attack against Syria after civilians killed in a chemical attack last week. US Defence Secretary Chuck Hagel said the forces are ready to go if President Barack Obama gave the order earlier. No decisions has been made. The attack that could come within days would be the most aggressive action by Western powers in the Middle Eastern nation's 2.5-year civil war, despite the possible intervention that has faced a strong objection from Russia and China. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi urged restraint on the same day, saying any military intervention in the crisis would only worsen turmoil in the Middle East. It is unclear whether the US will seek support from its ASEAN allies during the meeting that will end later in the day.
Thank you very much.
A Delta IV heavy rocket rode into space from California yesterday, carrying a defense satellite from the National Reconnaissance Office, a U.S. intelligence agency.
9, 8, 7, 4, 3. We have ignition.
Liftoff of the NROL-65 mission occurred at 11:03 local time from Vandenberg Air Force Base.
Carrying the NROL-65 mission.
The Delta IV heavy rocket is the largest launch vehicle in the United States. Details about the spacecraft, including the type of satellite and its orbit, are classified.
About 1/10 of a nautical mile.
And in the sporting world, it's cricket. Former Sri Lankan skipper Kumar Sangakkara says that his representation at the Champions League tournament will be decided by the country's cricket governing body, Sri Lanka Cricket. Sangakkara pointed out that it is unfair to raise questions relating to the players loyal to the country.
I think it is a bit disappointing the way things have turned out. I don't think a player should have been put into the position that I have been put into now, where it has been misrepresented that this is a country versus IPL or country versus money or country versus franchise issue. This is actually a franchise versus franchise issue. Unfortunately, some of the statements in the media have confused the matter, saying that this is the player must choose the country, the player must play for the country, when this is not a national team that is going, but a club team that is going. But at the same time, I had qualified well before this local tournament with the Hyderabad franchise into the Champions League. They informed me on the 15th, 2 days before the finals of our local tournament, that I had been selected into their 15. And after we finished the final and I realized that I had qualified with Kandurata, I phoned the franchise and through my representatives asked if I am not an essential part of the 15, if I could be released to play for Kandurata. They said while there is no guarantee that I'll make the starting 11 every time, then they consider me a valuable part of the team and they would like to retain my services for the Champions League. Until day before yesterday, I had not received any communication from the board regarding this matter. I was only met by the board day before yesterday, where they informed me that they wanted me to play for Kandurata, and at that time I informed them if they can get involved and get me released from the Sunrisers franchise with minimum or no penalty, then I'd be happy to represent Kandurata.
Barcelona won the Spanish Super Cup yesterday on the away goals rule after they were held to a goalless draw by Atletico Madrid's at the Nou Camp. The two clubs drew a 1-1 in the first leg in Madrid.
Chasing a record 11th Spanish Super Cup title, Barca held the advantage with the away goal, but Atletico created the better chances in the second leg and but for some heroics from Victor Valdés could have turned the tie around. Arda Turan was denied in the first half and then the Turkish international set up former Barca striker David Villa in the second, but Valdés could not be beaten. Things rather fell apart for Atletico late in the game. First, Filipe Luis appeared to swing an arm at Dani Alves and was sent off in the 82nd minute. And right at the end, Turan was shown a red card for remonstrating with the officials despite having already been substituted. In between, Barca substitute Pedro took a tumble in the Atletico penalty area. The referee pointed to the spot and Lionel Messi proved that he is human after all by hitting the crossbar. 0-0 finish on the night, but Barcelona won on the away goals rule. It was a Spanish Giants' 16th trophy in nearly 4 years, but the first for new boss Gerardo Martino.
And defending US Open champion Andy Murray of Great Britain comfortably came through the first round with a 6-2, 6-4, 6-3 win over Michael Laudrup of France on the weather-hit third day.
After over 4 hours of play were lost during the day to rain, Murray was not able to begin his evening match until almost 10 p.m. local time, but he wasted no time in dismantling the Frenchman's game, typified by brilliant rally in just the 4th point of the match. The 26-year-old Murray broke Laudrup's serve in the third set to lead 2-1. At 5-3 down in the set, Laudrup, realizing the match was lost, tried to outwit Murray with an underarm serve, but the Scot won a superb rally to go to match point before wrapping the match up with a clever lob after 98 minutes of play. Fifth seed Lena beat Sweden Sofia Arvidsson 6-2, 6-2 in one of just 5 matches completed before thundery conditions and rain disrupted play for more than 4 hours, causing a number of matches to be cancelled. However, when play did resume, Venus Williams of the United States was knocked out, beaten 6-3, 2-6, 7-6 by China's Zheng Ji after the pair slugged it out for more than 3 hours. Agnieszka Radwanska seemed likely to take a routine victory when she dominated the opening exchanges of her match with Maria Teresa Toro of Spain, taking the first set in emphatic style at 6-love. Radwanska prevailed to take a 6-love 7-5 win to reach the third round of the tournament. Former champion Juan Martín del Potro outslugged the gritty Guillermo Garcia Lopez in a 4-set match decided by a tiebreaker to reach the second round. Argentine del Potro beat the 74th ranked Spaniard 6-3, 6-7, 6-4, 7-6 by taking the climatic tiebreak 9-7 on his 4th match point.
And that wraps up lunchtime news. Do join us again at 1:55 for the very latest. I'm Inusha Rathasekara for News First.
Hotline 0114 896 896 www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.